Dwayne Seagraves on the Fishbowl. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to swim in the bowl with me.
My pleasure.
Now, I just have to say that you guys put on an awesome show last week at Mr. Small's Theater. Um, that was like my first time seeing you guys live, and the Brian Jonestown Massacre for that matter as well. And I just want to say that it was one of the best shows that I've been to in a long time.
Well, thank you very much. That is good to hear, and it was a good show. I enjoyed the Jonestown set very much.
What was it like touring with them?
Well, it was good. It was a really good time, and there was a good vibe throughout. Everybody was very friendly, and definitely some of the larger crowds we've been able to play for. Ever. So it was good all around.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I again was happy to be there. I was up in the VIP section, enjoying the whole thing throughout. So keep doing what you're doing, and I'm excited to see what else comes from the Stevenson Ranch Davidians.
Thank you. We
Um,
are actually
oh,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying that we're about to start a new record, writing and recording the next record. So going to be busy with that for the next few months, and then yeah, we'll go hit the road in Europe in October. So we're going to be busy.
Awesome, awesome. Um, I have to say that like out of the three albums you've put out so far, the most recent one is my favorite, Americana. Um,
hmm
I really like Psalms, hums, and spiritual songs, and Life and Death is really good too. But there's something about Americana that just kind of the 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 vibes, if you want to say, with that album, I really like a lot.
Well, thank you. I think it's probably my favorite too.
Awesome, awesome. So, um, my first question is, what got you interested in music?
Oh man, I was exposed to music at a really young age. Church, basically. Grew up in a pretty evangelical type Christian situation, and so definitely exposed to a lot of church music at first, and then uh, you know got exposed to kind of worldly music, if you will, by discovering a vinyl, my mother's Elvis Presley vinyl, which was actually him doing old hymns, stuff like that. And I was just really struck by the cover initially because it's Elvis and he looks amazing. And so I listened to it, and I remember just kind of going crazy for his voice and the whole thing there. And then from there on, I got into his more secular stuff, and then it just branched off from there. And that was a very young age. I was God, I was like fourth grade or something when I discovered that, and yeah, that was it. That was the start.
Awesome. So, who would you say are some of your major influences?
God, that's a really tough one because there were so many. Um, but I don't know. I find it easier to just name maybe like a few of my favorite records. Um, Top 10 would be something like uh, anything by Lee Hazelwood was a huge influence. Um, Love, the LA band, 60s side band. Their first two records kind of blew me away. Um, Birds, for sure. Beatles, obviously. Dylan, obviously. I mean, um, and then, Elvis, certainly. All the big three there. Um, uh, who else? More currently, I was very influenced by the British stuff, like The Verve and Oasis was a big influence. More recently, Burn Industrial Massacre, of course. Um, yeah, that's a good list for you. All over
Awesome.
the place a little. Yeah.
Would you say the Dandy Warhols at all?
I really enjoyed the first Andy's record, and that's I actually discovered the Pine Jonestown Massacre through the Dandy Warhols. Um, so yeah, for sure, those first two records are amazing. Definitely an influence that's in there. I'm not
Awesome.
sure you can really hear it in music necessarily, but it's one of those, you know, they're in the background for sure.
Awesome. I actually I saw the Dandy Warhols twice at Mr. Small's. So
Mm.
that's actually like my go-to concert venue.
Yeah.
And when I interview bands that are like yourself that are kind of like the stature of like that's the venue that they would play at, or if they could play, that's where they would play at. I always try and suggest that they come to Pittsburgh and play at Mr. Small's because it's a really nice venue and the acoustics are great and like I feel like the people that go to see shows at Mr. Small's are like more like the music crowd. You know, they want to go see shows that are like unique bands that, you
Mm-hmm.
know, are going to put on a really good show and where they also don't have to, you know, spend like, you know, $60 on a concert ticket and, you know, have to worry about
Right.
parking and stuff like that too. So um, I just was wondering, what was your experience all in all, like working with the people at Mr. Smalls and just, I guess, being in Pittsburgh in general?
Yeah, Pittsburgh was actually my favorite city on the tour. We only had 5 dates, but that was my first time there. And what a cool city. The setting, I got surrounded by it's very lush and all the bridges and people were fantastic. The venue was super cool. Kind of dope place, but very really intimate. And yeah, so,
I'm sorry, you kind of broke up there a little bit.
oh, towards the end.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that I loved the city and the venue in particular was very cool and just a great experience overall. People were very nice and it felt really good to be there.
Awesome, awesome. That's great to hear. Like I've heard because I went to school for screenwriting, and I've heard that like you know celebrities when they come to film stuff in Pittsburgh, they always have like really nice things to say about it because the people are really like genuine, and it's like you know we don't really care if you're famous or not. It's like we just you know it's like we're just
Yeah,
genuine people and you know want to like let those people be and enjoy the time that they're here because it's a great city.
yeah, man, it is. The people were great, and just the city is so beautiful too. And like I said, the setting is just a very unique place for sure.
Awesome. Did you have a chance to like explore it all?
We did. What did we do? Well, we went to the Andy Warhol Museum,
Awesome.
which was
That's
very cool.
actually first on the list that I was going to ask. What do you think of the Andy Warhol Museum?
It was fantastic. Great way to spend a couple hours, and we actually went just before our show for a couple hours, and it was wonderful, really great. And what else? We went to a few restaurants and bars in the area that I can't really remember off the top of my head, but we just walked around a bit, much as we could in the couple hours we had.
Awesome,
Great.
awesome. Did you get to do any activities at the Andy Warhol Museum?
Not really. We just kind of walked around and checked everything out. I mean, we saw all the floors. I think it was like 5 floors or something like that, and we saw every bit of it. That's for sure.
When I was younger, I'm not sure if they still have this there. They probably don't, but they had this thing where you could like paint shoes,
Hmm.
and it was really interesting. It's like you could see you couldn't take the shoes home. It was like part of, I guess, an exhibit that they were doing, but like they would let the people, the guests, like come in and paint these different like boots and stuff, and like whatever color you wanted. It was really interesting and fun because I'm into that type of stuff.
Yeah, I think I saw that actually, but we didn't stop and do it. We watched other people do it.
Okay, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. um, so I know we're talking about music and everything. Are there any current bands that like you really like a lot right now?
Yeah, I know there are. Let me see if I can bring any to mind. The last few years, one of my favorites was Foxygen. You familiar with them?
What's the name again?
Foxygen, Foxygen,
No,
LA
I'm
band.
not. No, I'm not.
No, they're great. I mean, they're another band that was influenced pretty heavily by Anton Newcomb and the Jonestown, and they're really kind of young kids, and at least they were like 5, 6 years ago when they put out their debut. But they're amazing. They're great.
I'm looking them up right now.
Yeah, you
Foxygen.
got to check them out.
I will totally do that.
They're one
Fox.
of those really eclectic groups. So you want to maybe start. I would start with the first one, which is it's called "We Are Ambassadors of Peace and Magic" or something like that.
Okay.
So very, yeah, you
Yeah.
can't go wrong with that. It's great.
Awesome. I always like to like when I see a band that has like more than one album, I always like to start with like the very first and then just go in like what I consider like the evolution of the band.
Yeah, that's
Just
that's how I do it.
yeah, it gives you like a proper experience on like, how to fully, I
Sure.
guess, like judge the artistic performance and everything of what the artist is trying to do. Um,
Yeah, and puts it in context too. Everything
right,
in its proper order.
right, exactly. Um,
Yeah.
there's like I really I'm a big fan of like I mean I'm all like over the place with music, but
Hmm.
as like with classic rock, I'm like a big fan of Frank Zappa. Um,
Hmm.
I think that guy was like the Mozart of rock and roll, and I he has so much stuff out there for the time that he was alive. It's like ridiculous,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I I didn't get a chance to see his son when he came to Pittsburgh last month, but it's like on my list to try and at least see Dweezil Zappa. Um,
Oh yeah.
you know, like my one of my bucket list goals was accomplished, seeing you guys and the massacre, but I gotta see Dweezil here, for my own to say it, especially that's one for my dad, because
Oh
like
yeah.
my dad got me into like music and movies, and he's like a huge Zappa fan. He saw him like a couple times. He's from New York, so he saw him at that would be the Fillmore East, right? I think so.
Yep. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
so.
yeah. I saw him at the
Cool.
Fillmore East, and you know, a number of times, and
Cool.
always put on an awesome show. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm also like a big Iggy Pop fan. Um, it's on my I might actually be getting Iggy on the show at a future point, which would be
Huh.
awesome.
Wow. Yeah.
Um,
That's great.
I'm also a big Alice Cooper fan. Show you like where my directions go, Black Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
But
Great.
uh, those guys are all great. Um,
Yeah.
are you into like heavy stuff at all?
Not really. I mean, the heaviest thing I'd get into as far as classic rock is probably, Set or something,
Hmm.
Some Black Sabbath and, um, I don't know, heavy current, uh, I don't know. Have you heard Dead Meadow?
Oh, I love Dead Meadow. I really want to
Yeah.
interview those guys.
Yeah, yeah, they're nice guys. They're from LA, so I know them both. And, seeing them and oh, great.
Are,
So
are
that's the way that I get.
awesome. Are you familiar with Snowy Dunes at all?
No, no. Where are they from?
Um, they're from Sweden.
Okay.
I just did an interview with them a couple weeks ago, and they're supposed to be good friends with the guys from Dead Meadow. Um,
Hmm.
but they're kind of like that classic rock kind of like stoner metal sound, like kind of like a little Zeppelin and like Black Sabbath um,
Okay.
mixed together. They just put out their second album, and they also have an LP that's like kind of like the prequel to their most current album, and they should have some other stuff in the works as well. But they're really nice guys, and definitely worth checking out.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Are you familiar with the Roaring 420s?
I am not. No.
They're kind of like retro 60s revival kind of is what I call it. Like
Mhm.
psychedelic rock, but that like kind of like the Massacre, but more of like a genuine like it's this sounds like the 60s just like revived.
Yeah,
Yeah.
retro sound, huh? Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing I really love about Massacre is that they definitely incorporate that, but so much more too. Like he's just found a way to like blend all the greatest music, from the '60s on, and he's kind of made his own thing. You can hear it all in there, but it's still so eclectic. He's made it his own. So there's a reason he's so influential. So many people. He's just
A-
good at doing what he does.
absolutely. I mean that's actually probably like my like most current like favorite genre of music. And
Yeah.
I think it's interesting like that's kind of like like that and kind of like what Snowy Dunes is doing with like bringing back like the classic rock feel just with like an
Hmm.
updated a retro sound. And
Hmm.
because there's a lot of bands in Europe like Sweden, Berlin, and England, of course, London, that are doing like a lot of that type of music. And like the Roaring for Twenties are from Dresden, and I'm not sure if you're
Oh.
familiar with Blues Pills or the Spiders, but they have like a very like throwback to kind of like classic rock, um,
Hmm.
just like the genuine like this sounds like classic rock just with an updated sound, and I that the like discovering new bands of those genres are like what I love kind of like discovering now. It's like my two favorite genres to check out.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, there's so much to discover, isn't there? And that never stop.
Absolutely. Um, I know we've been talking about music and everything, but I'm also like a big movie person.
Hmm.
So I was wondering, what are some of your favorite films?
Boy. That is very hard to. Let's see. Some of my favorites. Um, God, I mean, I like old westerns a lot. All the classics, you know. I like Stanley Kubrick. He's probably my favorite director. Um, Space Odyssey, it's a classic, amazing film. It's always been a favorite. Um, yeah, what else? So many. I mean, I'm really, honestly, not a huge buff. I like to see movies, and if I like it, I like it, and then I try to move on. It's like I don't read about them. I don't like collect anything. I don't, get into actors and all this stuff. And kind of like the same with music, honestly. I mean, if I like a record, I like it. I'll listen to it, a dozen times if I really like it, maybe more, and then it's like on to the next thing. So I'm not a huge collector of music or movies. It's just kind of I like to experience them and then get on with my life, I guess.
For sure, for sure. Um,
uh,
I guess another question I had is how did the band get its name?
let's see. That was our original drummer came up with the name. I actually had just turned him on to the Brian Jonestown Massacre, and he became a big fan. And we lived in a town up north of LA called Stevenson Ranch. It's kind of up, it's north of LA, about 30 minutes. And so he was kind of playing with the idea of playing on words, and he put the cult reference in there too, and it just kind of worked. And we really could not think of anything else, anything better. And initially, I was really opposed to it, just because I'm like, it's just too close to the Jonestown Massacre, and blah blah blah. But it just stuck because we honestly couldn't think of anything better. So, but I'm glad we kept it because I've grown to love it, and I think it's a pretty cool name.
I definitely agree. I'm glad you kept it. I really dig the name a lot. Like I like bands with unique names, and I definitely think you guys have a unique name.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely one you'll remember.
Right, right. Um, Another thing that I'm a big fan of on your albums is the artwork.
Yeah,
I was wondering, like, who was in charge of doing the artwork for the albums?
I did that all myself actually. Basically, kind of had an idea of what I wanted to do. Just went online and started searching old art from that was like in the commons. It was no longer copyrighted. And so I found a background piece, which was a painting. I think it's a Kentucky landscape or something. And then I just basically had a friend who knows Photoshop really well stick that black pyramid up in there, and that was it. It was pretty easy, actually.
Awesome, awesome. Well, like one of the things that usually attracts me to like discovering new music is like the artwork on the album covers. And
Yeah,
usually if like a band has unique artwork, like at least in my experience, they're worth listening to. And I'm definitely glad that I checked you guys out. And again, like great performance at Mr. Smalls last week. I just started a new job and I went straight from work to home, and got my smoking kit and went to the concert, and um, it was awesome. Like you guys
oh, great.
were phenomenal. Please come back to Pittsburgh. I guarantee you there will be a larger crowd next time if there was like that many people for you guys in the massacre. Um,
Yeah.
we'll get another crowd going, and I would love to see you guys perform again for sure.
I'm sure we'll make it back there. We'd love to. We had a great time.
Awesome. Any news on I guess the touring dates for Europe?
Yeah, we have some. We got about a third of the tour confirmed, and it's just in the process of being booked now. But I think we'll be there for the entire month of October, possibly one week into November. So we do like a 5 week thing. That's our first time over there to tour, and we're really looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun.
Awesome, awesome. There's this one kind of like similar. Definitely, the massacre is an influence. So is the Dandy Warhols, but there's this band. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them. Black Market Karma.
Yeah, I've heard them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm friends with Stanley from that band. I
Okay.
I did an interview with him a while back, and we chat on Facebook and whatnot. But if you get a chance to play with those guys, they're awesome as well.
Yeah, yeah, I like what I've heard. Are they English?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out some more. I've only heard a couple things, but yeah, seems like good stuff.
They're definitely one of those bands like the Massacre. I mean, sometimes they put out like multiple albums in one year. So um,
Oh,
I'm like they already have um, like close to 10 albums out so far, and
wow.
the guy just keeps cranking it out, and um,
Good.
just like Anton, just writes
Mm-hmm.
music every day, just keeps performing. And I love talking to him because he's a nerd like me. And he's the guy who loves Star Wars. I'm like right with you, man.
Hey, the world needs nerds too, right?
Right, right. I like to think that we support like, the good stuff, the music, the movies, like you wouldn't have all that without the music nerds and the movie nerds and the mixture of the two.
Right. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, um, I guess we can end it here. Um, I last question. Do you have? I guess we kind of already talked about it, but I'll just say it for the hell of it. Um,
Yeah.
do you have anything else to promote before we stop?
No, I would just encourage anybody here to go check out our page on Facebook and Twitter, Instagram. Hit us up on those. Keep up to date on everything, all the band stuff, musically what's happening, and I can all kinds of other stuff on those pages too. Politics and culture and all this stuff that I find pretty interesting and important. So that's all I say. Just go there, friend us, like us, whatever, and you'll see everything we're doing. Probably more than you want to see.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Dwayne, thank you for swimming in the bowl with me. I would love to have you on the show again once the new album's out. I can't wait to check it out. And I look forward to having you swim in the bowl with me again.
Okay, anytime, man. I appreciate it.
Awesome, awesome. Talk to you soon.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.